Deadwood Jedi, this is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I thought it seemed like an appropriate time to do a brief recap of where I am in the free-to-play. I am literally 2 weeks in. This is day 14 for me. I think I started like half a day or a day later than most people here. And it seemed like a good time to give a quick update of what I've been doing, my plan for everything, and how it's been going. Because I'll be honest, hasn't been going great. In the previous free-to-plays, I feel like I've been pretty successful, moving things along very quickly. And to be fair, compared to a new account, an actual new player, I'm doing things very well. But for me, it's definitely been a slower go than typical. I am in a new setup, so like everything's a little bit different. I'm still adjusting to my new apartment here and everything. But I thought I'd go quickly and show you what's been going on with my account. So let's first take a look. I've got some champions in the vault here, right? I've got a nice Frozen Banshee. I've got some, I think these are Rosin Fusion champions. I don't know. I've got a Berserker here who I just kind of like. My Void Rare, Doom Screech, and then Moonbeam, who is not very good, but I have her anyway. And then also the rest of my champions here, right? So we've got, well, let me maybe not do that. Most of this is just food as usual, but we've got our Kale. I've got him 6-star. I have him fully ascended. I did spend the gems to get him all his masteries. That's been a huge help. I mean, that was obviously the most important thing you can do on your account is get your first champion to 60, get him ascended, get him mastered, and it changes everything. I'm actually able to farm 12-3 on Brutal Campaign solo, which is great. I'm able to farm Spider 10 solo, which is great. So I do have a lot of potential here with Kale now. In addition to that, I've got Tagwar, who is just outstanding, like such a stupendous champion. His gear isn't even max. I have a lot of room to improve these champions, especially with gear, but just overall. I almost have him fully ascended, not quite yet, but he is 6-star now. Almost fully leveled up. He's just been stupendous. This guy, so underrated with his increased speed ability and full team revive on a 5-turn cooldown. Just outstanding. The increased defense isn't bad, right? Passive solid. He's got a nice all-battle aura, which is really great. So he makes a lot of the game go a lot easier for us. And so I'm super happy with him. Honestly, we got him from the Ugo startup thing, and I think Tagwar is better than Ugo, like so much better. I think as you get more endgame, Ugo has more value, right? It's easier to replace Tagwar with better options than it is necessarily with an Ugo. But yeah, right now Tagwar is outstanding. Speaking of Ugo, I did finally get him up to 5 stars. Get her up to 5 stars. I do need a fully ascender. Don't have a lot of books in her because I put them all in Tagwar. I mean, he's that important for me. But she is getting there. She is my epic book champion. She takes a ton of them though, which is really unfortunate. But I will be focusing on that. Very good champion, obviously. The problem is that unbooked, her decreased defense block buffs chance is relatively low, which is problematic, right? Not to mention 4-turn cooldown there, 6-turn cooldown on the AoE heal and cleanse. That is really problematic. The leech is okay. It doesn't have a huge chance to land. I do need to get masteries for her for that. I think it's going to help a lot. She's like solid, but definitely would love to get somebody like a Stag Knight or a Tyrell, just a basic AoE decreased defense and decreased attack kind of champion. That would be great. Speaking of which, decreased attack is definitely something I'm missing. I did pick up a Coffin Smasher, and as we all know, for a rare, Coffin Smasher is one of the best, and big reason why he's got this triple hitter with each having a chance to land the decreased attack. I do have them fully booked, so it's a 30% chance to land on a triple hitter. That's pretty consistent. Also has an HP burn, which is great, so I really like Coffin Smasher. Also has like a damage mitigation ability passive for his allies. He's really good, and I'm happy with that for right now as far as the decreased attack champion. Also pretty good in Fire Knight, but obviously this is a position I'd love to improve on, but it's just about getting the right champions for it, right? I do have Sun Wukong. This was the champion I picked up. In retrospect, especially for a competition like this, I probably should have gone with my second pick, which was going to be the Frogman himself. And let's see if I can remember his name. I can't off the top of my head, but let's go find him because I know exactly who he is. Stop that. Here we go. Shadowkin and Taragi the Frog. There it is. Of course, it comes right before I get there. But if I had to do it again, I probably would have followed HH's, start and taken Taragi the Frog. Very simple reasons. This guy is excellent. Shield, ally protection, poisons, provoke, decrease attack. Just brings a lot of stuff to the table that I'm actually missing right now. Ally protection would be massive for my team as far as survivability. And I'm not talking about like campaign. I'm not talking about, I guess I am a little bit talking about dungeons because like I have a hard time, advancing past like stage 13 right now in any of the dungeons. But also talking things like Doom Tower. That survivability is really, really missing for me, and it's very frustrating, to be honest. So that's definitely something I wish I had instead. Especially, and this is where hindsight comes in 2020, right? Especially considering I do have Alice the Wanderer on the team as well, right? Being the login champion. And yes, she is very good. I haven't used her at all. She's not really buildable for me right now. I guess if I'm going to build her, it's going to be very difficult for me right now. I just don't have the gear to really utilize her. But the thing is this A2 right here, right? Chance of decreasing target turn meter, but more importantly, resetting cooldowns. This is where I think she and Wukong could actually be a really nice pairing, especially in Arena, is because I can just kind of combo them as debuffers. I can have Sung Wukong be my nuker. I can have Alice just be a debuffer, a lockdown champion. Basically the same way you would use, what's her name? Another Shadowkin champion, legendary. But, any kind of reset champion, like a Warlord, for example, right? I could use Alice just as that. Just build her up with accuracy, not worry about her damage. So, obviously, that's not fully utilizing her kit, but that is definitely something I could do. The fact that she gets blessings, though, I feel a little bit of regret. The other problem with having Wukong, and I think this is still a good choice. I still think Sun Wukong is the best choice long term, but short term it's been hurting me. One of the problems is, one of the great things, helped me a lot through campaign because of the different affinity. One of the problems, of course, is basically brings block buffs, right? Which unfortunately I also have in Ugo, so a little duplication. The sheep, which is not as helpful early on, and then just generally raw damage. That's great, but right now I would love a lot more utility than that, especially considering I still have Alice, I still have Kale. It's a little bit of it's just a little bit like duplicative and unnecessary right now, right? I think Taragi would have been a much, much, much better choice for me. But that said, that's done. I can't really change that, and so I'm not really too worried about it. And like I said, I feel like there's going to be some nice combos. Wukong's going to be great in Hydra, right? I don't mind having him and Ugo working there together. Wukong's going to pair really nicely with Alice in Arena, so that's always a challenge to get like up in the gold. I think he's going to make that a lot easier. Has so far. The aura, speed aura, is massive as far as that goes. So the bigger thing with this account is I'm just missing pieces. I'm missing a real turn meter booster, right? I have a speed booster in Tagwar, like speed booster, sure, but not a turn meter booster. Somebody that can put in an arena and just get us all going first every time. I don't have that. I don't have a great healer. Now, I did pick up Dawncaller Sabbatha, and she is very good. No knock on this lady, but she's not. When I have Tagwar, she doesn't really bring anything different, right? She also has a revive, but single target. She also has some nice buffs, increased defense, increased attack, but there's no heal associated. A little heal on the A1, but nothing major. So one of the things I'm really missing is a healer. That's definitely a thing. Missing an ally protector, definitely a thing. And I'm missing a really consistent decreased attack and decreased defense champion. That's usually the same champion, but those are the things I'm really missing on this account right now. Again, don't really have a provoker, don't really have good CC champions, right? No AoE freeze or stun or anything like that. I can deal without that. I don't have to have those things, but definitely makes things like waves in Doom Tower a lot easier. I was in Doom Tower. I got stuck. I was struggling so hard, and I basically gave up on it for a little bit until I started leveling everybody up. And what ended up happening, I got stuck on, I want to say, this floor? No, the floor, 2 floors before that. On floor 4, yes, with the Trundas. It kicked my butt. It was awful. But I did finally get through it, and now I'm starting to go through, which is great because you need those early rewards. They're cheap, they're simple, but they're really, really valuable as far as keeping your progression going. And I stalled there, and that did stall my account a little bit. So that's definitely, those are some things I would love to be improving on. We're in Silver 4. Like, Arena's been really good for me. I think my arena team is actually pretty solid. We're a little under level, just generally. So it is one of those things where I can't take on everybody. I have to start being a little bit selective, but you should be able to see in the fight exactly kind of the system I'm going for. We get Tagwar to speed us up. Ugo drops decreased defense and block buffs, and then we just hit them really hard with everybody else, right? Boom, boom, boom. We already took down one of them, which is great. Now we have to survive at this point. And this is the other part. Having Tagwar be this AoE reviver is really valuable, but I need the gear to keep him alive, and I just don't really have that. So that's like the next thing. Like the gear-wise, that's really the struggle right now. Now, I do want to show you really quickly, as we saw that awesome arena run. I want to show you like an amazing piece of gear that I honestly wish I had on my main account. It's so ridiculous. I can't believe I rolled this. Look at this thing. 26 crit rate, speed, 6-star. Oh my God. So nice. But like, that's the only nice thing I have. I still have 4-star crit gloves. I still have 5-star, attack chest. Like, everything else is pretty basic on all of these champions. I really wish I had more going on, but these are going to improve slowly but surely. Now the Savage set, a couple of these top 3 rolled, especially the shield rolled really good. But the bottom 3 were all trash again. So I'm still waiting on another Savage set to really utilize Sung Wukong. I have him in attack accuracy chest. I probably should change that to attack. But I like landing the block buffs, and I like stripping buffs. And without the accuracy, we don't have that. So this is, again, where I like, give me a perception set. Let me get them all the way ascended. Let me get an accuracy banner. There's a lot of things that we can do to really improve. And it's basic stuff. I just have to do a lot of farming, and the problem is I'm a lot out of energy. But I do have 2 6-star champions. I do have 5 champions now that are 5-star, if we include Alice, who starts 5-star. But I do have basically a 5-man team, right? I'm honestly using 7 right now. I have Paragon. I don't really use them except for situationally. But Dawncaller's been good. I maybe want to swap out to Jizzo. I think Jizzo is actually a pretty solid champion with the nice provoke, bring some heals, counterattack, shield, right? Does bring a lot of decent stuff to your team. But right now, I basically have a pretty good 5 with Coffin Smasher, Ugo, Wukong, Tagwar, and Kale. Alice is probably going to be number 6. Dawncaller, 7. Jizzo, 8. Maybe Paragon comes at 9. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've had, the other part of this, I've had horrible pulls, right? Bushy was an epic I got. No, get him out of there. And that's not where I want him. There we go. But yeah, like terrible champions. Just nothing but rares, and the epics I got haven't been good. And the Moonbeam is not a great champion. Decreased defense on the A1, great, but it's only a 40% chance when booked. Duration increase for debuffs, not great there. Leech is nice, but again, I have Ugo, so I don't know if that's really necessary. Self buff on speed, like just not a superstar champion. Bushy, kind of the same thing, right? Just pretty much raw damage. Has this nice unkillable ability. If I get like if I get a unkillable champion, I could have Bushy use him just basically for the stun. He's definitely somebody that's usable in that situation. It would be a little bit hard to speed to him, but I could do that. But yeah, nothing really special going on with this. So basic gist I need. Better gear, better champions, someone better running the account, I think. But we're only 2 weeks in. Having 2 6-star champions is a great start. having a pretty decent core team is a good start. So I feel like we definitely are making progress and going the right direction. I have a lot of food, obviously, right? That is one of the things I've been doing, is just trying to grind food. When I don't know what to do, grind food, right? Let's rank up and level up some of these champions. That's been kind of like one of the focuses. Next champion I'm probably going to 6-star is Wukong. One of the great things about Wukong, doesn't need books, right? I have some books in him, but like he's one of those few champions where all his skills work regardless. I'm just upping the damage by booking him. He's definitely going to be valuable, so he's worth booking, but I don't think there's any super rush to get that done. In fact, maybe I might be better off with the legendary books I do get, just putting him in Alice for now. But yeah, he will eventually both of them will end up getting booked by me. But I need better champions and I need better gear. And it is a grind to do that. It is always rough, especially when you never have any energy. But that's par for the course. Anyway, that's today's video. I just want to give a brief recap of what's going on. Of course, you guys want to know about Clan Boss because, I'm predictable like that. We are 1 king normal. As long as it's not red affinity, we should be 1 king. Let's see what we can't do here. You can see I Dawn Caller in there for Clan Boss. I don't think Wukong's really, beneficial there, but yeah, 6.5 million. Definitely doing a good job on normal, which obviously is a lot lower than I really want to be. Hard is going to be a totally different kind of story. Don't have quick battle setup. It is going to be maybe about half that damage. So definitely not a winning result there. Chimera, I think I did get a key in barely in time. Let's see what we get. I'm first time doing this, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so got some stuff. Even novice chest is worth doing. I think we're 2 eyes short of being able to actually craft something, which is frustrating. But yeah, next time I'm definitely going to be better on that. We're going to get some more resources, and that'll be good for us. But yeah, I mean, we're making progress. Slowly but surely, we're making progress. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to keep trying to do some live streams where, we go through the free-to-play and kind of, grind it up a little bit. So if you want to, I'll try to do an update at least once a week and then kind of mix in some live streams to kind of keep the date on it. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. And that's all we have for today. So till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.